everyone, and welcome back to the Her Real Happiness YouTube channel. My name is Holly, and here we talk about all things manifestation, mindset, and that sort of thing. So if you like that sort of content, please feel free, if you're not already, to press the subscribe button and click that bell icon for notifications every time I upload. Today's video, I am going to I'm gonna let myself ramble, so I'm sorry if this is a bit disjointed and a little bit like everywhere because I had a partial manifestation that then backed up and didn't manifest recently, and so I wanted to talk about what I have learned from that situation and how I approached it and how you can not approach it like that so that you can get your manifestation. I was so good in the beginning at keeping my thoughts in check and my mental diet in check. I was really positive about it all. Not positive as in like toxic positivity, like I didn't expect myself to be happy all the time. Like that's not what we do here, okay? Toxic positivity is shit, and I don't subscribe to that at all. You're allowed to feel your feelings, you're allowed to be in your emotions. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't manifest by being sad, by being upset, because I literally manifested my depression away while depressed. So don't let anyone tell you any different. You can absolutely manifest while you're sad, while you're angry. Sometimes the very best affirmations come from anger because you can really fucking stick it in there and make a point with your affirmations. So don't let anyone convince you otherwise. But what I was meaning is I was being positive, as in thinking of what I wanted and it being manifest. And I was really strict on my mental diet and doing really well. And the situation manifested. I don't want to go into detail too much. If you follow me on Instagram, then you would have seen what's been going on. But this situation manifested that was really good, and everything was like literally perfect. Everything was falling into place, and then I let everything fall apart. My mental diet went from, instead of being sure that thing was already mine, my brain went into checking my phone every 5 minutes to see if I'd got the email that I was waiting for. I was anxious to the point that I just could not relax. Like my brain was constantly like, is this happening? 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 Which is something I'd like to point out. If any of you have ADHD while you're trying to manifest, this is something that you might find yourself happening to yourself, because I know that this is definitely an ADHD trait that, well, one of my ADHD traits. Obviously it's ADHD can be different for everyone, but that like feeling of like waiting for something to happen and so you can't relax, like it was like that for days, and I was in such a strange place that I almost felt dissociated. I didn't feel like, nothing felt real, and I was feeling very off. My mental diet was completely off. I was thinking so much about, oh, when's it gonna happen, when am I getting the email, waiting for the email, and then these thoughts creeping in of, what if the email is not what I want to hear? What if the email is not what I want to hear? What about if it doesn't happen? What about if it doesn't happen? That I lost the ball. I dropped the ball completely. I didn't just drop the ball. I lost the ball. Like the ball was fucking a field behind me and I'm running in the opposite fucking direction. That's how bad it ended up. And I wanted to make this video to show you that even when you're in a situation where you know that you're good at manifesting, you know that you've manifested stuff, you know that you're the kind of person who can create, well, everyone creates the reality, but you consciously, you know, you're the kind of person that can easily consciously create their reality. It still happens that you get caught up in the 3D, and how important it is to try to remember that the 3D is happening because of your old assumptions. And if you're changing from one assumption to a new assumption, that things will come up in that sort of transition period. Everyone talks about the transition period. To me, the transition period is when because of the time delay between what is in your subconscious and what is in your 3D reality, because there is a time delay in that, what is manifesting now in your 3D is what you were thinking. And so if things come up and you react to them in that moment, and you don't just immediately change those thoughts and bring yourself back to your mental diet, you find yourself getting stuck in that spiral, and then you're just manifesting as a reactor. You're reacting to the 3D, and so you're creating more of that which you don't want. And that is what happened. Instead of remembering, I manifested the situation that I wanted, and I can then manifest that to play out in the way that I want it to. I didn't. I was like, oh, what if this doesn't happen? What if this isn't gonna happen for us? What about if I get an email that isn't what I want to hear? And that's exactly what happened, and it was upsetting. And now, at first I was like, oh, it was very disheartening. I felt my feelings. I cried for a good solid half an hour at least. I was very, very, very upset about it, and but after that half an hour, I cut it off, and I reminded myself, this situation was created because I let myself fucking drop the ball. I let myself drop the ball. I started becoming a reactor instead of a creator. Instead of remembering my own power and remembering that I am the one creating my reality, I let myself react to the 3D, which is something that manifested because of the fact that I had these assumptions and these beliefs before, and they were still manifesting as I was changing these beliefs. And so now I can look back and learn from that to be able to put it towards manifesting what I want as the future plays out. And so I want you guys to take this as a lesson that the transition period is happening because it's the time delay between your subconscious and the 3D reality, and that you have to persist. You have to persist in the assumption that you're trying to create. You have to persist in it, because if you just allow yourself to persist in that assumption, sorry, if you allow yourself to persist in that assumption, then it will manifest for you. But if you start reacting to the 3D showing old stuff during a transition period, then all you're going to do is then reinforce that old assumption, which is easier to believe than your new assumption, because new assumptions take time to get in there. New assumptions take time to actually become an assumption. You're not just gonna suddenly overnight change one assumption to the complete opposite thing. That your brain doesn't work like that. It's gonna take time. You need repetition, you need persistence, you need to keep affirming and keep doing whatever it is that makes you absorb that into your subconscious until it becomes an assumption. And if you falter while you're trying to create that new assumption, and you react to the 3D throwing you things from the old assumption, then your mind is, your subconscious is going to go back and go where it's comfortable, which is the old assumption. So you're going to continue to create and manifest things from that old assumption instead of from the new assumption that you're trying to impress. And so that is why persisting in your affirmations, persisting in reminding yourself how powerful you are, and reminding yourself of the law, of assumption, the spiritual law that controls your reality, reminding yourself of all of these things while you're going through this, persisting. It is important to do that. It is so important to persist, because you don't want to end up reinforcing your old assumption. You want to create this new assumption so that this new assumption can manifest into your life. And when you do end up falling down and those things manifesting, that you still persist in the new assumption, that you allow yourself to get those feelings out, because it's not nice when things manifest from your old assumption, when things come up that you don't like. It's not nice, and it's totally normal to react to that and be upset by it. But once you've got that emotion out and you've cleansed your body of that physical emotion, you get back into persisting in the new assumption, persisting in your new thoughts, persisting in your new beliefs. Affirm. Script if you want. I like scripting because it helps me to sort of like create almost like a visualization at the same time. I can't just sit and visualize because I can't sit down and just not do something. So I like to script because it keeps me on a level. You might like visualizing. It's completely down to you, but do continue to do whatever you need to do to keep persisting in your new assumption, and don't let the 3D reality and the manifestations of your old assumptions that you're trying to change, don't let that throw you off and stop you from getting to your goal. Because if you dwell on those things for too long and you allow yourself to react to them mentally, not emotionally, mentally, if you allow yourself to fall back into those old thoughts, then your subconscious isn't going to get impressed with the new assumption as quickly and as easily as it would do if you kept persisting through that. Because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to change an old assumption, which is your comfortable place, the place where your brain is the most comfortable, where your subconscious is the most comfortable, where that's all you know, to a completely new assumption, which is difficult because you haven't got the 3D proof yet to actually say, like, look, this is why we now assume this. You like, but your old assumption, you have that 3D proof, and because the way our brains work, we are more likely to believe the old assumption because of the 3D proof. But if you keep persisting through that, you'll start to see the 3D proof that will back up your new assumption, and you will be able to move into that assumption so much easier and so much quicker, and that will then become your reality. So I really hope that this video made sense. I am putting my mistakes into words so that not only I can learn from it, but you guys too, because at the end of the day, that's what this channel is. This channel is me trying to bring to you my journey through manifesting, and wanting to share with you the ways that I manifest things, and the thoughts and like theories and realizations that I make throughout my journey, in the hopes that it will help you, because I want everyone to manifest their dream life. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to have everything they've ever wanted, unless you're an absolutely horrible person, but no one in my reality is an absolutely horrible person, so so I really hope that this was helpful for some of you. If you did find it helpful, please leave me a little thumbs up, because that really helps me to know that this was helpful and it helps with the algorithm as well, so that other people can find my channel. I'd really love you to comment down below and tell me the things that you're persisting in. Tell me some affirmations of what you want to become your new assumption. I like having these conversations with you. I like seeing what you guys are up to. It's fun. It's fun to see other people manifesting. It's like, it makes me happy. So and like I said at the beginning, if you're not already, please feel free to press the subscribe button if you like this sort of thing and you like to hear me ramble for 16 minutes or less, sometimes more, who knows. And don't forget to press the bell icon if you want notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, guys. Bye.